today's video I'm going to show you how to measure yourself for Lolita. So rather than do it on myself, because that's a little bit harder, and also I'm not the smallest measurements and I don't need everyone knowing them, I have got my handy dandy mannequin. She's used more as room decor because she's a lot smaller than me. Like, this is old unshirred AP and it's a bit loose on her level of a lot smaller. But I love her and she's going to be very useful for this. But what I'm going to have to do first is get her into something a bit more casual, because you shouldn't measure yourself for Lolita while wearing it, due to the fact that you have extra layers, extra padding, and just a lot going on. So I'm going to put her in maybe a t-shirt and a skirt, just like more casual, and what you should probably wear when you're measuring yourself too. Maybe not the exact outfit, but the kind of vibe. So I've put her in a nice loose milkman crop top and a little tennis skirt that I have. I prefer to measure myself while I'm in my underwear, especially for when I'm looking for blouses, because you have to account for the blouse to take up a bit of room. I normally account for 1 to 2 centimeters, but I thought the crop top's nice and easy because we can get here, which is we need the waist, which is an important measurement. We need the bust, we need the shoulders, and you can measure the hips as well. It's useful to know if you're going to be able to pull a skirt up over your hips, but generally I find it sometimes such easier to go in from the top and work out with your arms, because your arms are a bit more flexible. It really just depends on your comfort levels. So I'm going to bring her forwards. I am on my bed, it's a bit inconvenient. So here we have our lovely lady model. I'm going to lower her down a tiny bit. There we go. So we can see the 3 most important areas we're going to be measuring, and then forth. So I'm going to start off by doing her waist. So you just want to take the tape measure. Don't do it too tight, and you've got to use a fabric tape measure. If you try and use a metal one, you're just going to have a bad time. So get it nice and flat around the waist. So the waist is the narrowest part of your body. An easy way of finding this on yourself is if you lean sideways, it's the bit that goes in the most. So she has a 62 centimeter waist. So for a real person, you would be looking for things of approximately 64 to 66 waist for comfort. In inches, her waist is 24, so you'd want 26. Sorry, yeah, 25, 26 minimum for comfort. You want that extra 4 centimeters of room anywhere on your body, just for breathing, comfort, moving, existing, just life happening. So now we're going to measure her bust. So for the bust, you want to, this is really hard because she keeps falling over. You want to go around the widest part. I am doing this with the t-shirt. I do know what her measurements are. We're having a drop over the mannequin. This is even easier if you're not dyspraxic. So for the bust measurement, you need to go around the widest part of the bust, all the way around at the back. This is much easier when you've got someone helping it to do it on yourself. And then you want to try and, like, you don't want to pull it tight, because otherwise that just ends up with painful squishing, and you don't want that. And I'd recommend putting, like, your thumb underneath the tape measure just to get that little bit of extra room. So she's got a 33-inch bust, which is 84 centimeters. So little miss here can fit into a lot of unshirred brand. And then the next measurement you're wanting to do is your hips. So she's wearing her tennis skirt, and just lower it. And the hips, you want to measure the widest point. So we've got the tennis skirt right on the bottom of her right now, where it goes back in a little bit. The tennis skirt is also like 2-3 sizes too big for her, but it's the only thing I had that would fit that wasn't on the waist. So as you can see, she goes back out again. So for hips, I'm going to measure about here, because this seems to be her widest point. Once again, go round. Try and get it all straight and lined up. She's lost her skirt. She's got got 34 inch hips, which is about 87 centimeters. So this is one of the conventional sort of shop mannequins. I'm going to put her skirt back on because we don't want any lewd behaviour in this house. I actually got this from my old workplace, and I've been using her for 2 years. So our next measurement we are taking is shoulders. Shoulders are a fun game. So for anything at all, like OPs, blouses, coats, jackets, if it goes across your shoulders, you're probably going to want to measure them. I have very broad shoulders. This little lady less so. I'm estimating her shoulders might be 36 centimeters before I even measure them, because I've never actually measured them before. So you want to go from like here to here, across the back. And this while I was filming it. But another great way of measuring your shoulders is finding a t-shirt that fits exactly where the seams come on your shoulders and measuring the distance between those two. This part of your arm, like the top bit, she has 38 centimeter shoulders, which is about 15 inches. So a bit broader than I thought she was. The other important measurements you might want to take for Lolita is around this part of your arm for sleeves, especially shorter sleeves. Obviously I can't do it on her because she has no arms, but it's very much just like a round and a check. You may want to also take measurements of your legs so you can work out how long skirts are going to sit on you. But generally, I realised I also totally forgot to mention how to measure your arms. Basically place your tape measure flat from your shoulder down to your wrist, and that will be your arm length measurement. I don't know why I missed out doing this. I am really sorry about this. I will include a little cheeky diagram. Hopefully this will help. Generally speaking, you will need your bust and your waist. Those are the two key measurements for Lolita. I mean, obviously there's a lot of other lengths and such as the length of the dress, but that's more accounted with by your height. So, final things with measuring: don't squish yourself. You're going to regret it later because that dress will hurt and it will cut off circulation. Make sure, if you're really in doubt, get a friend to help. Put the tape measure all the way around. You know, it's better to have something too big that you can take in than have something too small. So if you're really worried, do overestimate. I mean, I know it can be really hard with self-image stuff, but your image isn't, you know, your worth isn't defined by how long a piece of tape measure, how long a tape measure goes around you. It's not defined by a number. It's just, you know, you want things that fit you and make you feel confident and, you know, just feel nice. You want to feel good about yourself. You don't want to have me, who didn't measure my arms before I bought this blouse and has sleeves that are way too short. But yeah, hopefully this will help someone. And if you have any more tutorials you want from me, please do leave a message down below. And I'll see you next time.